guys, welcome back to the We Can't Pick a Title podcast. BG here.
Oh, this is JT right here. I know, can you believe it? You made it? The settings on my video, because it goes so dark sometimes, it makes it seem like the gap in my teeth is like black. It looks like drinking blackberry juice or something.
I think you got a big chunk of blueberry stuck between your teeth or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll try to fix it here, but I keep...
Something super fancy.
Keep using the wrong hand, which puts all my knuckles in the camera frame.
Oh.
It's always good.
I closed the curtain behind me this time, so hopefully
nice.
It'll not change a whole bunch if you're watching.
The daytime recording sort of messes with the lighting a little bit.
I know.
That's okay.
We're so used to winter.
Because the new camera setup and everything too, this light really shines in on this camera. So.
Yeah, and then it shines on my glasses, so I have like a green reflective thing on my glasses, which aren't the cleanest. I tried to wipe them off, but I think they're a little nasty still.
The studio's a bit of a work in progress.
What can you do?
Keep improving and going as we go.
Hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends, and maybe we'll get some money.
Get some
on YouTube or something. Maybe. Oh, my lighting's going in and out anyway. Okay, there we go. But the good news is that the jade plant looks like a little crown on there. So.
Oh, there you go. That's what we're hoping for.
Looking fancy.
The Jade Princess. Jade Queen.
Yeah.
Queen Jadia.
I got my...
Jaded Queen.
Got my free piece of jewelry from the forest. I was walking through the forest like a month ago or whatever, and there's this big cedar tree there that sometimes has like jewels and stuff on there.
Little gifts and baubles and things and stuff.
Yeah.
For nature.
I think this one has like free carved right into it. So I was like,
oh, sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to try to get it that close to the screen.
No, that seems...
So people can see.
Seems tough.
Yeah, I shortened up the little rope on it today so it doesn't get stuck in my bra.
So it's like super tight like a choker,
No, I don't really wear chokers anymore. It's the last 10 years. It's too much neck wrinkles to pull that off.
This gets lost in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's just accentuates it. It's not the look I'm going for.
I had a necklace in these chins somewhere,
Yeah, try to collect lots of chins.
How was your week?
Oh, good, thanks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Anything special? Anything fun?
Worked a bit in the garden.
Right.
Got some peas planted. Maybe that was last week that I got the peas planted, but I got them covered over with some screen because they're just starting to sprout or whatever.
Nice.
And I noticed that there was a robin in there. The one morning I got up and I opened up the curtains and the robin hopped up out of that part, and then it was like, kind of like brushing itself off and stuff. I was like, what? And it's like looking around like, nothing, and then flew away, and I was like, I might just cover up those pea sprouts, because definitely had birds get into the pea sprouts. I mean, it's high protein, super nutrient dense, like sprouts are some of the best foods you can eat, so.
As far as they know, you're
maybe not flavor-wise for most people, but,
You're just stashing it for them. They're like, oh, sweet, see that? She's just plucking them, putting them in the ground to hide them from the other birds.
Had to go all the way from Squirrel Cove to over here to find where she's making her peas again.
We found her.
Yeah, they're terribly inconvenient, but I mean, I guess robins fly away somewhere else in the wintertime.
Yeah, they must.
Because there's no robins here in the winter.
And I don't think they hibernate.
The vultures are back too.
Hey, turkey
Jason's
vultures.
happy about that.
Oh, they don't make that noise.
They were flying around over moon the other day. Not the
horse?
Not the celestial being, but
flying over the moon. That's some high turkey vultures.
Yeah, it's a different lullaby. Yeah, Moon was laying flat out, just chillaxing in the sun there. The other day we went to go ride, and she just had a sore leg, so we haven't been taking her out riding, just leading her around and stuff. And she was laying flat out, and her owner's like, she's not dead. When the vultures flying over, we're like, but we did get a chance to go for a ride yesterday. She seems like she's feeling better. She's on some medication, and
nice.
We're doing some sort of stretches, and I think she said that she was doing somatic yoga, something like that, something Star Warsy on the horse.
Stretching behind. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was a bad yoga Yoga. That was
Oh,
bad yoga.
wow.
Oh, hey.
Morning time podcast.
I'm gonna wake up a bit here.
Maybe.
Oh,
So,
haven't had a Bolski yet.
yeah, that's your problem,
That's
you
what
know. Jeez.
This is it.
I'm only like this much into my coffee. I don't know if you can see in there if it's showing. It's still not very far down.
Straight and sober.
It's my
Jason
favorite
and
mug there
Bobby Dean.
still.
It's, you know.
From Michelle Gorman.
Oh. A little sip break there
Hey,
for the non-watchers.
have lots of cremo in it today, so it
Ooh,
tastes a bit like Tim Hortons.
Extra cremo.
Yeah, the Tim Hortons super cream
Oh, yeah.
situation.
They do like.
Well, they do 18% cream, or they did at least way back 10 years ago
Not
when I
like
used to
whipping
get
cream?
Tim.
Or
35% is whipping cream.
Oh, okay.
Not that I know the numbers off by
Like,
heart.
what's 18% is like table cream or something they call it, don't they?
Yeah, it's for
You know?
like putting on your berries or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just a bit thicker.
All right.
And then usually coffee cream is the 10%, which is like half and half, they call it. So
And it's what, like half milk, half cream?
I
What's
guess.
the other
I don't know.
half?
I'm not a
You know?
dairyologist.
It's like, oh, do I want
Yeah,
to know
I
what
think
the
it's
half
just
is?
like diluted or something.
Water?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because my curtain's like pulled out just a little bit, like right there. It's still doing the in-betweeners.
Yeah, mine's doing the whole time. So.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
It'll be like a
People will
strobe
figure it
show
out.
on
Yeah,
YouTube.
exactly. It'll-
Tune into YouTube and subscribe because it's going to hurt your eyes, you guys.
We can't pick a
We can't-
strobe show.
Can't pick a ocular setting.
We can't pick a grant to give us money for studio equipment.
Maybe. There's a couple out there.
Yeah, for sure. We're
We
definitely gonna pick
applied, and by we, I mean Jason did.
Yeah, you know, we'll get it.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get approved, I'm sure.
Yeah, might as well.
You know, as well. You know, kind of
I mean, people want me to get some eyebrows finally.
kinds of other money going out there, you know, for other crap. You know, may as well.
And fantastic things, too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, lots of crap.
The bar's set real low, so we'll probably get. Oh, the cat came in. Hi, BT.
Cat came
Sorry, I
back
yelled. I get pretty
the very
excited.
next day.
Even though we've had him for a while now,
thought he was
you know,
coming.
still get excited when I see him.
Remember that song?
Yep.
It's a good song.
It's awesome.
So,
So what are you doing? Gonna poop your pants there? You look like you got something.
a birthday. A birthday. A birthday.
Where?
A birthday. Right over here. Or this way, depending on which way the image is. Happy birthday to B, to the G, to the HB birthday. I got nothing.
All right. Thanks.
Happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thanks for the delicious cheesecake from Julie. Well, from you, but made by Julie.
Yeah.
Blackberry cheesecake. It had, Jason calls me princess. It just always has.
She's a little princess.
And, well, usually princess pants is what he calls me, but I'm not sure where that came from.
Was
But
the one on the Happy Birthday Princess Beefcake walking around everywhere pants?
I don't think I saw the fridge one yet.
Walking everyday pants?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jason has this tradition of like, maybe we'll take some pictures of them and post them up, but he does like some art.
That loosely translated, loosely
Yeah.
termed art.
Well, every birthday he practices again, so you know.
Yeah, once a year.
Yeah.
I practice my art.
And then it's cute because he puts like little labels, like he'll put like a little line and then a description of what it's supposed to be,
You gotta be
just
able
in
to tell.
case you can't quite decipher his art.
Well, that's the thing is usually people can, but it helps with the label. You
Yeah,
know,
well,
like,
if you want them to know that that's a burrito
Okay.
in somebody's hand and not just a steaming poop instead of a. It's like, is that a steamy poo or is that a
No,
burrito?
it's a steaming burrito.
Burritos.
You know, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah. So I woke up and those were all over the place, and Facebook's had like a whole bunch of posts on there. Everybody's been wishing me happy birthday. It's hard to keep up, and my phone was being like glitchy last night. It was like the whole screen was like, oh, like. But for the people that aren't watching, it was like the whole screen was like shifting to the side and like wouldn't upload, and
The Illuminati watching you.
I don't know.
No, it was your birthday.
They were just celebrating my birthday.
Yeah,
I guess.
for sure.
Probably need to turn it off once in a while.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, I guess. And
Once in a while. Yeah, that's your cue.
They're like, have you ever shut this off other than for updates? Yeah, and so I was trying to go through to respond to everybody's birthday wishes, and it wouldn't load a bunch of them, and yeah, so I was having trouble. So if you wished me happy birthday and I don't get back to you on there, it's not because I don't love you and care about you and say thank you and send a heart. It's that I can't see it. It's not on there. So, yeah, and some lovely text messages and stuff. So don't phone me because I don't check my messages. So that just won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Text, email,
Yeah.
message, Facebook message,
Yeah.
Instagram message.
I don't know if
All
you
the
can
above.
post
Hit us
on
up at We
Instagram.
Can't Pick, and give BG some birthday
Give
messages.
me more
There you
messages to have to check on my glitchy phone. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks so much for all the messages.
Yay.
It's been a slow start to the day because I've been reading so much and responding to everybody. And happy birthday to Qveen Herby out there, and happy birthday to my cousin Brianna.
I'd say what's up to my cousins.
And happy birthday to my friend Ashley's son Tyler, who also has the same birthday. And happy birthday to Allison's son, who has the same birthday. There's lots of us April 30thers.
Yeah, hey. That's like my birthday. I remember going to the bar for my birthday, and it was like, hey, you're the 7th one today, kind of deal. Like, holy shit.
Really?
That's crazy, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's just in my small
Drayton
hometown.
Valley?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy, hey?
Well, you had that one guy that's same name or something.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
birthday.
Literally another Jason D. Thompson, who's
Yep.
born, he was born like a half hour before or
He's
after
going
me.
back out the cat door. You can kind of see his tail leaving.
I can't remember what it was, but it was like either before or after me, and he was like 2 rooms down that he was born. Kind of deal. Yeah,
Crazy.
Jason D. Thompson. Yeah.
Does he look more like the Thompson side? So you're like, is this
Wait
the
a
other
second.
one?
What the hell happened
Yeah,
here?
you look like the swap side, like mom's side. So
I should look at him up, see what he's
see
up
what he
to.
looks like now.
Yeah,
He's
for
like,
sure.
wait a minute, did they switch us?
Well, and that's good luck typing Jason Thompson into Facebook.
There's lots.
Thousands of them, It's crazy. Birthdays, hey?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it feel? You feel older? A whole year older? That's a great answer, podcast host.
I don't know. Am I supposed to feel a certain kind of way?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I'm not, no different than yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I was
Gotta go to work when I'm done here.
So wrap it up.
No, not yet.
At least it's nice out, hey? For your birthday, and all nice and sunny and stuff. It's been nice for the last few days,
Yeah, had a little bit of intermittent rain there. We were gonna go for riding the one day, but then the horse was like full on
Nah, dog.
passed out. She was sleeping hard. We were like, okay. So we sat around sort of like, just giving her time to rest because she was like full on asleep, like dreaming, like eyes fully closed, laying flat out, and like her little legs were like moving around.
Oh, I was just going to ask. Because like
and-
dogs, you see the dogs kicking and
she was
squirming.
Like, woo, woo, and like
That's
swishing her tail and like pinned her ears. Like she's in heat, so she's like, I love you, like really smothering the other horse. And then all of a sudden the other horse like brings her face near her, and she's like, wee! And like squeals and then like stomps at her.
Oh, great.
We're like,
Scary.
okay. Yeah, dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's just like kind of getting to the end of her heat cycle, so
Oh, okay.
we'll see how it goes.
Yay.
Yeah, so it was funny. We were just, waiting around for that, and then all of a sudden the clouds started like coming in all around us,
Oh.
like all the way around us, and then we could hear thunder, and we're like, maybe we'll just put the tack away because it's all just getting get wet sitting there in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, good
so
call.
we went and did that, and then talked about rearranging the tack room, and yeah.
Yeah, it was weird weather
And then we
yesterday.
came back, and then it was like super full on sunshine, and the
Yeah.
horses were standing up and eating in the barn. We're like, well played, girls, well played. But yeah, Whaletown actually had hail. A few people that were planting their garden were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Trying to put tomato plants out there, and the tomatoes would not be enjoying hail.
That's crazy about this island where, like, literally one end of the island, it's not that big of an island, where one end can get full-on hail and the other one gets barely rained on. Mm-hmm. It's just
Yeah, we
like-
didn't wind up with much precipitation at all.
Yeah.
But it was cold. It was definitely like 4 degrees.
Definitely chilly. Yeah. That was the weird thing. It was like, you think, oh, the sun's out, looks great and everything. You're out in the sun doing your thing, and it's hot.
Yeah, it was like
very
15
hot
degrees in the sun
and
at
then,
the beginning of the day.
And then super cool in the shade, you know.
Yeah, and then once the wind picked up, it was like, oh, geez.
Glad you put your sunscreen on.
Yeah. Super thirsty this morning.
Yeah,
Lots of
my throat's
lots of mouth sounds.
crazy scratchy. I think it's this other weed maybe that's just has like it's not scratchy when you smoke it at all.
No.
I find, but I don't know whether it just has a compounding or whether something's going around. Like it doesn't feel like a sore
That
throat.
with the pollen.
Yeah, definitely that's not helping for sure. Every morning waking up, just my head's so stuffed full. I feel like I've just been packed full of pollen. Somebody's like at night just
Could be.
jamming pollen up my nose.
I have been shaking cat hair out over your pillows
Oh shit!
while you're sleeping.
Okay, just while I'm sleeping.
Yep.
Right. But no itchiness.
You just have the cat, and I'm just like,
do-do-do-do-do-do-do, rubbing it on.
Beastie's like, this is annoying, but
Not sure why I wake up all stuffy every morning.
I don't know.
Not sure what's happening here.
Mystery, that's for sure.
It's like a Munchausen by cat, by proxy, cat.
Proximity.
Yeah, exactly. By proximity. I was close to the cat. That seemed the easiest way to poison him. So let's go with that.
Just like, go over there, Beastie. Over there, other blanket.
Did you want to tell folks about your sunburn that you got?
Oh, God. Yeah, yesterday it was it yesterday.
Yeah,
it was pretty sunny out most of the day. And I have these pants, actually I have them on again today. And they're kind of like splotchy pattern. I'll stand up here really quick and maybe you guys can see.
It's chilly in here. I just did like a full-on shiver.
Don't mind the cat hair.
Uh-oh. I was looking at somewhere else.
At my feet.
Yep.
At the banana piece that I stepped in earlier when we were trying to catch the dog. Yeah, so those on YouTube can kind of see it's like a splotchy kind of marbly pattern on my pants. And I was sitting outside with the dog on the deck, and my knees were feeling like really warm because I'm like, oh, well, black pants or whatever. Stretchy pants. And then I went to go riding in the afternoon, so I switched into my jeans, and my knees were like sunburned in like a crazy pattern just on the tops of my knees from where like the pants were stretched thin. Oh, I guess I've had them a while. Stretched thin over my knees, and so those parts actually were a bit sunburned yesterday. They're not like they didn't peel or anything, and I actually couldn't even see it today, but there was like a definite pattern from the pants.
Yeah, I hear. It's like when you used to
That was bright red.
go in the sun with the old mesh T-shirt. Remember the old mesh shirts and stuff? And
Yeah.
maybe not because you were a girl, I guess.
I had one of those, it was around Expo 86, so I would have been like 10.
Ooh.
And it was a camouflage T-shirt, but then like just the shoulder parts were mesh.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if anybody had one of those
And
beauties.
super fine mesh, those ones?
No, it wasn't like jersey mesh. It was
okay.
like snagged on every tree I went under. It didn't last long. I don't think I have any pictures of me in it, but
I was just thinking the old football jersey style shirts that are like the crop top or half shirt
yeah,
style.
I never ever wore crop tops.
Yeah.
No.
Well, me neither. I never wore a mesh shirt like that either.
Yeah.
Just remember
Nobody
people that
wanted
did.
that for me.
I think maybe it was my brother. Maybe that's a story from way back that he did and like laid out in the sun or something and had like all the little individual holes showed
Oh
up and
my
everything.
God.
Yeah, and a burn.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember my cousin Garrett and I, we were like painting boards, like staining boards when we were kids and like getting paid to do it or whatever out in the summer and stuff. And it was like crazy blistering heat. And both of us ended up with like literally like 2nd-degree burn on our necks.
Oh, brutal.
The back of our neck was just like purple. It was so
Because you're not
brutally
facing
red.
into the sun so you
No,
can
'cause
see.
we were like this.
Oh, and head
you're,
down.
like, head down painting boards and stuff on sawhorses or whatever all
Right.
day and not even really thinking about it.
Nobody
And-
was really thinking about sunscreen when we were like little.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know if sunscreen was a thing.
Was
I think
the-
it was like baby oil and
Yeah, exactly.
tanning
That's what-
lotions.
Yeah, put some butter on the back of your
Some
neck.
Hawaiian tropic stuff still smells good, but it's chemical shitstorm. Don't use it.
Yeah, it's all a chemical shitstorm. Yeah, except for the natural stuff, which doesn't overly work. And,
Yeah.
You know,
Eh,
coconut oil apparently.
you just don't use sunscreen at all. I try to get him, but then he gets away on me.
I let it build up.
Scampers away. He likes to have a red neck. He's going for some neck cancer, I guess.
You know,
forehead cancer someday.
Those rednecks is pretty smart and oh man, God, I can't think this morning.
They're indigenous, ingenious.
Yeah,
what are you trying to say?
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, you're stumbling over here.
Yeah, stumbling over my own
I think
stumbles.
the indigenous people, they have more pigment in their skin, so they can tan.
I don't think we're supposed to call them red anymore either.
Yeah, definitely not.
You know, I don't think that's a thing.
No,
Yeah.
but like the skin can turn red on people.
Yeah.
In general, not
indigenous.
Yeah.
I think they have trouble tanning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think. Yeah. I don't know for sure.
I don't know.
You know.
They don't get sunburns like we do.
Yeah, I don't think so, but maybe they do.
Maybe fair-skinned ones.
I don't know how that works.
I don't even know.
Same with like black folks
Let
and
us know.
stuff, or like Aboriginals in Australia.
I remember I had a friend in Alberta, and they were indigenous or are indigenous, and she'd like tell her kid to not go out in the sun too much in the daytime because she didn't want her to get too brown.
Oh.
And I was like, like brown's cute. Like I don't know.
To you, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like I don't, and maybe she was like concerned for her skin health or something. But just the way she was saying it, it was like implied that being browner was not desirable for, and didn't really like clarify in front of me anyway. I mean, maybe the kid knew, but and then I saw a post about that recently, just about, like people not saying that in front of, especially in front of other kids and stuff. Like, we don't want you to get too brown. I was like, well, that isn't.
Wait, what?
It's awkward.
But with natives, I think it's a different thing, especially back in the day, because I've heard stories of parents literally saying that same thing, especially if their kids were already pretty light-skinned and would be able to pass as white folks. Oh. Because it's such a huge stigma, especially back in the day.
Right.
With natives. I mean, it still is.
Okay.
But very violently back in the day.
Like trying to protect their children that way.
So it was very much like don't identify yourself as native. Identify as white because nobody will know any better because you look white.
That's so sad.
Yeah, my uncle... Jesus, he died a long, long time ago. Cliff. He told me that one time that he was sort of in between. Like, you could tell he was native, but he almost could have passed for, like, maybe not Filipino, but like Tongan or Laotian or something. Okay. He was a little bit taller, but his brownness was almost, I don't know, not quite brown. It almost had a bit of lightness to it and a bit of red and a bit of almost yellowy to it.
Okay.
Just talking pure pigments.
Yeah.
So... I think he definitely could have passed as almost anything.
Yeah, he would have been able to act.
Yeah, exactly.
In
for sure. Yeah,
any
he would
part.
have been that guy. Yeah, against any part, any kind of Asian or East Asian
like
or
Johnny
native
Depp
part.
somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Magically gets to
one of the whitest dudes out there.
Yeah. I didn't do his 23andMe, so I don't know.
But he told me one time that his mom or his dad really pushed them to just don't tell anybody you're native, don't identify as native, you look white, just go with that.
Just so they wouldn't get
beat up. So that they wouldn't get beat up or get picked on, or like in school you're considered dumber, you're considered less, you don't need that education.
That's terrible.
Why not give the education to the good white kids?
Good, because we're all good.
Well, yeah, and that's the stupid thing, right?
Plenty of dickhead kids. Plenty of ignorant, all different
poor
types.
White kids out there, So I just, But that stigma, and then even just recently, I know a buddy of mine who he grew up. They were more white looking, and they were encouraged to, and they were like
stay pale.
Their mom wouldn't have them stay on the reservation, any of that kind of stuff. It was very much like we're identifying as white folks so that we can get the advantages that white folks have.
Well, and I know sometimes people just don't want to be like not, any specific nationalities or whatever.
Yeah.
Just people want to get, like, keep you from, like a rough lifestyle. Like sometimes there's, you're in a small community and there's only so many people you can hang out with, and so you wind up kind of running with a rougher crowd or whatever. So maybe that's part of it too, is, like they feel like you don't have as many opportunities if you're in a small place where you're, hanging out with other people that are all post-traumatic stress disorder and everything else,
a
right?
good
Like
point.
they're just trying to have maybe more opportunities for them.
It'd be the same, I guess, as like stereotypically, reserves and reservations and stuff are usually a bit more. I don't know what's the best word here.
Oh, isolated.
Isolated,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so
there
you
go.
don't have your teamies or your,
Right.
or
Yeah, and I think a lot
whatever
of times
people are into.
depression and all kinds of other stuff comes along with that and everything, and like I said, PTSD from trauma and generational trauma and shit like that
Cat's
too.
back. You guys, the cat's back. Sorry.
It's just right in the middle of a huge, point there. No big deal.
Yeah, white
Glad
man.
the cat's back.
Mansplaining on my birthday.
White mansplaining.
All right, continue, Jason, with your white mansplaining.
So let me explain this all to you because I know stuff. I know facts. Me growing up on a. No,
in a
not even gonna
small
go
town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In an privileged oil town.
Yeah, never really traveled anywhere. Do I know?
With hardworking parents,
facts.
hardworking, loving parents.
Yeah, for sure.
And a huge family that's loving and supportive. And
Boy,
fun.
do I know PTSD struggles. That's true. Childhood trauma. Go with everything I say. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyways, sunburns.
Anyways, I like to think about
Glad you
this.
asked me about my sunburn. This tangent got real awkward. Fucking awkward. Wish I wasn't so awkward there, bud.
What was that story
Beastie,
I was
come
telling the other
back.
day about social
Change the
justice?
subject.
Oh, when I was working.
There we go.
Working at, I
Tell us about it.
guess I could probably say where it was. It was Princess Auto way back in the day, many, many moons ago. And just social justice story I told PG the other day, so we may as well tell the folks out there. I wanted either the weekend off, and now that I thought about it, I think I already had the weekend off. I just wanted to leave early and go back. I was living in Red Deer, Alberta at the time, and I wanted to go back to my hometown, Drayton Valley, and I think I just wanted to leave early. I don't know what it was or whatever, but something was going on maybe in town.
Some entitlement.
Yeah, definitely some sort of entitlement happening, and I came up with the excuse of, and I thought, well, I'll come up with something that they can't deny me. But I can't say that like my grandma died or any of that, and you can only have so many grandmas die per year and so many wellness days or whatever, How many grandmas do you have? But I did said that my best friend died, like in a car crash or something like that.
Well, and if you know anything about Drayton Valley, there's lots of weird accidents and
It very much
and
could have
people
happened.
your age had passed away
Yeah,
already.
for sure.
Yeah.
And the internet was definitely around, but it wasn't the type of thing that you could just Google anything you want and find the news report about it, So, and nobody would have bothered anyways. But the whole thing came so they asked me a couple questions about it, and I sort of literally had to lie and come up with a whole story about what happened. Because they're like, "Oh, what happened?" And I had to come up with a whole story about what happened. I figured they'd just be like, "Yeah, go ahead, man. It's all good. Go early." Of course. Oh my God, of course. Go, go, go. And then, nope. What happened and how is he and everything else? And I got to follow up with all kinds of
If he
stories.
died, he's not doing okay.
Well, I don't know if I said that he died. I think maybe I said that he didn't die, but I have to go and see him or some bullshit like that. I don't know. I'm not proud of it. Looking back, and just thinking about the social justice of it all, though. So then it became a whole thing where they were like, "Well, we can't let you go because it's not family." And I said,
Yeah.
"Well, that's bullshit." I said, "He's been my best friend for 40 years, 30 years, whatever, however long I was alive then."
Yeah, most company policies are
Straight
like,
up
it
like
has
that.
to be immediate family,
Yeah.
so either a sibling or a parent.
Yeah. So then my whole thing was like, well, that's bullshit. Well, I'm better friends. I love this guy more than some people love their own parents or their own kids or their own whatevers, aunt and uncles and stuff, their own grandma, Said, why is that okay, but not this, And so it just became this whole big thing. And then it literally blew up because it became a whole thing about changing the policy. And because I couldn't let it go. I have to follow up. I couldn't just be like, well, I don't care about this issue anymore. You guys are done. Have fun with it. Kind of deal. So I had to follow it up. And it ended up going for 6 months straight or something where we got every now and then a week would be 1 week would be a call from like HR or headquarters and, hey, so what's this thing about policy change you guys want to do? And then we'd have to go back and forth. I had to fill out like official paperwork for all kinds of stuff and everything. Just get a little bit of time off. And I couldn't just, like I said, I couldn't just let it go because then they'd be, I don't know what they'd be. But it's just like,
be like, actually, that was
so
fake.
funny.
I just wanted out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
he fully recovered.
So then, I can't remember exactly what happened, but there was a policy change that ended up happening where it was like, I can't remember, but if you could prove your relationship to the person or something was so long, then you could do it or something. And we ended up getting I ended up getting a couple policies changed at Princess Auto actually while I was there. Yeah.
Oh, under bullshit pretenses? Or
just that one was bullshit.
Oh, okay.
The other one was legit. The other one was like all about breaks and punching in time and stuff, and you just were never actually given a full 15-minute break. You'd be lucky if you get 5 total.
Well, and I remember at Zellers, sorry to interrupt, but
I was done anyway.
When I worked at Zellers as a teenager for like 5 years, and you got a 15-minute break, but say you were working at one of the tills, and the girl would go from like till to relieve the people on their break. So she'd come to your till, you'd like take your break, and so then you take off to the back of the store to go for your break, and sometimes it took 10 minutes to get to the back of the store because of like how big the store was, and then people would stop you and want to talk to you, and you weren't allowed to keep cash on you because back then there was no debit cards.
Right.
But you couldn't keep cash on you in order to buy stuff, so you had to go all the way back to the back, go to your locker, come back out, and buy stuff on your break.
On your 15-minute break.
Yeah, and usually by then the break was over, so you didn't get a chance to take a pee or anything else.
Right.
And I mean, fucking grow up and pack a lunch, right? But
yeah.
But yeah, it was frustrating that way for sure. And you weren't allowed to leave the store unless you were like on a split shift and had an hour or more. So like you'd had Cinnabon just outside the mall entrance, and if you were working those and you're like, oh man, I just really want one of those cinnamon buns, and it's just like wafting in at you all morning, you're like, all right, I'm gonna go get one. And sometimes you could sneak out there and get one depending on who your supervisor was that day. But yeah, you have to like get somebody to like call her over to the home entertainment area or something. Be like, hey, psst, tell them that you need some change so I could sneak out. But I mean, they had it all on cameras anyway, so
right.
They could have.
That's the crappy thing too. Is like
they could have saw you busting out the door and coming back with your cinnamon bun.
Spending that security guard time and money to bust you about 3 minutes of time.
And I don't know that it was the security guard. I think it was the
off.
assistant manager usually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So same diff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like assistant
he had
manager
other
has
stuff
nothing else to do but
watch the cameras.
Minimum wage employees over 4 minutes.
Yeah, and I was making like $4.70 an hour back then.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
I remember I was so excited because the minimum wage went up to I think I was like $4.35 was when I started, and then it like not the time of day, but the amount of dollars. And then, and the minimum wage went up to $5, and I was like just at the point where I was about to hit my 500 hours, because every 500 hours you get a 25-cent bump or whatever in your wage. So the more you work, the more money you make, right? Just to encourage you to take more shifts.
Yeah.
And I was like so excited. So I got like a 70-cent pay bump and then another, 30-cent pay bump right away. I was like, oh man, I'm
living large.
Getting a new bridle for my horse now. Which I still have in a tote somewhere.
There you go. Worth it.
Totally worth that Cinnabon.
Worth putting your dues in.
Yeah.
Time in.
Yeah, I remember working at a hairdressing shop in Courtenay. I won't say the name. It's still around.
Still there?
Great shop, and a really nice lady. She put up with lots of my 20-year-old bullshit. But my grandpa Marcus had brain cancer, and they figured he was like kind of on his last legs or whatever, and he'd gone through a oh my God, he's dying, and everybody that wants to see him should go see him, and then he miraculously recovered, and then it was all within 3 months. It was like he was doing good, and then and then was gonna die, and then was doing good, and then was gonna die, and And it was
roller coaster.
during one of those, like, you know, maybe the fourth one in before he did actually pass away. And he wasn't doing good. And he happened to be like, they were bringing him in town to do stuff with him. But he was well enough to like stop at. They used to go to the Golden Carriage, which is the Chinese place on Fifth Street. Chinese restaurant, yeah, not just like some Chinese people.
It's the Chinese place.
You know,
the embassy.
Yeah. And so that was his favorite spot to go for a meal out or whatever. So, and it was a buffet or whatever, so everybody could get what they wanted. And I think he could just have Jell-O or something because he wasn't doing good. And I really wanted to go. I wanted to go and be with Grandpa Marcus. So I'm like, can you guys like cover my shift? Grandpa's really sick. And they're like, he's been sick a bunch of times. Like, no, like, and I was booked with clients and as an adult, like mature adult now, I understand why they probably didn't have anybody else to cover, and they didn't want to call all my clients and reschedule them because they probably had to call my clients and reschedule them all the time because I was a bit of a boozer back in my 20s and would call in sick. But yeah, so
do you think they think that they just not believed you, or
I think they believed me. I think it was just a matter of like, you know, you can only reschedule the clients so many times, and then they're not gonna
start losing your clients.
Yeah, you lose the clients, which is bad for the salon too. Like, even, you know, like, might be a really great stylist, but if you don't show up for your shifts, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? It's still costing them, and then it was costing them money for me to not show up and do my shift, right? Because they're getting half of everything that you bring in. You're just on 50% commission, right? Because they're buying all the products and keeping the doors open and doing paying all the bills, right? I just show up and
that's money they won't make that day.
Exactly, right? And she just bought the business from the previous owners, so she was like,
fair.
no, you can't go see your grandpa. And then he passed away like a week later, and I was just like so mad about it. But, you know, if I didn't have a track record of not showing up, well, I'd always call in sick. But, like, if I didn't have a track record of phoning in sick regularly, then
would have been fine.
It probably would have been okay, but
that's probably the same thing with me at Princess Auto. Yeah, most likely.
It was my shittiness, I know now, rather than them being, you know, not okay with me missing work again. Yeah. So, but I was like salty about it right up until the day I left, and then I grew up a little bit, and you know, went and worked in another salon in Alberta, and was like, you know what, I had it pretty damn good, you know. Like, I mean, the other salon that I went to, they did lots of like. Took us to Edmonton for education all the time, which was the one thing I would kind of felt like I was missing in Courtenay. But now more educators travel to the island, so these guys are able to get more education. And there's everything online now, right? So you know, if you really want to be up on the latest of whatever's going on, all you have to do is be on Instagram or YouTube and find some.
Go on the right pages and follow the right people.
You can get better at whatever you love to do.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say, not just hairdressing. It's anything.
Yeah.
But that goes back to, maybe you were there, I don't know, that argument, debate, I should say. Debate that she ended up turning into an argument with one of my teachers that I had.
I don't know.
I can't remember, we were working on some sort of project with them, like directly, because I remember we were out for lunch.
Was it like
it was at a restaurant, and maybe the drive home?
Yeah, probably the drive it home, which was a texting and driving awareness initiative. Thing.
I think we've talked about that here before, but I don't know. But I don't know. It was really cool. Anyway, talking with her, and I remember specifically saying, like, I said, like, do we even need teachers now that we have Google? And I was literally like, I wasn't trying to insult her. I was literally just trying to debate on it and just sort of talking back and forth. Of course, we need teachers for support, and some people just can't learn through Google, and they need that person to really guide them through it and stuff. And good teachers are fucking amazing. They're awesome, you know. So, and I wasn't slighting her at all. She was a good teacher, you know. But my basic point was, like, I can learn anything I want to now.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of information out there. I can take free college classes on certain things. I can take whatever I want now, you know. And so it was just sort of, we went back and forth, and she got upset about it. and it was
Oh,
very
for
much
sure,
like
it would feel like a
replacing
personal
my
attack.
job kind of thing, and I was trying to be like very diplomatic, I guess, about the whole thing. Like I knew, especially once I knew she took offense to it, I was like, oh, sorry, and didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah, not
we were
saying
just
you're
sort of talking,
obsolete,
and
just-
we got talking on that road. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not obsolete.
Yeah.
But that's obviously how.
But are you obsolete?
But yeah, exactly. It's sort of like, well,
You're just trying to get her to not finish her French fries and be
Like,
too
have
offended,
some-
so you
yeah.
can just slide them across the table when she goes, hoping she'd storm out
she
so
gets
you
all
can
upset
finish
and
the
leave.
pie.
Yeah, exactly. Just, half a sandwich there still. All right. I don't know.
Works every time.
100% of the time or 60% of the time works every time.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Things
Yeah.
and people and social. That's what I was going to say before is the whole Princess Auto thing. As soon as it turned into a social justice thing, then I was onto it. Like it was like I couldn't care less.
You love a soapbox.
Yeah, I guess it was just like, well, that's not fair. Because I seriously considered anybody else that if they legit had their best friend who they've known for 30 years just die. Like some people that are closer with their friends or cousins or whatever, then.
Is that a salty yawn that I
Yeah,
heard?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Pets are really cute.
He's getting bored with my stories.
He's like, I'll just lay here. Maybe they'll be finished soon.
All right. Maybe we'll wrap this up, B.
No,
No?
you can talk about your social justice.
Oh, I don't know. I was pretty much done anyway.
What else did you have going on?
Nothing really. I don't know. Just thinking about cats and dogs and stuff like that. But
What, you were?
I don't know. I was thinking about something the other day that like we had Salty's sister George come by for a visit.
That was awesome.
Georgie,
George,
just straight up George.
She's is a lady George, like
Yeah.
I'm a lady Bobby.
Lady George, not Boy George.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother thing.
Girl George.
Girl George, there you go. And it's super cute watching them play together. It was like fucking The Matrix almost. They would, like if you
Very
wouldn't
similar
have,
markings.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have just clipped and groomed Salty, they would have looked almost the exact same, all running around together and
Other
stuff.
than
and,
she's got a bit bigger splotch on her back. He's got just
Yeah.
like a tiny little dime-sized freckle of the tan, and she's got like a hand size.
and then on her
splotch.
face is a little bit more.
She doesn't have the brown on the one eye.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but the ears are both like tan going down into
Yeah,
black.
hey.
It was super fun.
We'll put some video over top of her talking here, maybe. It
Yeah.
was super cute. But I don't even want to talk about this subject because it's not a happy topic.
Oh, about taking pets away from
yeah,
or
just sort of what we were talking about that day.
the mamas away from the babies. Well, because they hadn't seen each other in 4 months. Like this dog's been in
Yeah.
another province, and we were lucky enough to still have other puppies still at the house. Like Toba, she was still there, who's on island, but we don't really see her much. Occasionally, like at the store or something. And she's really petite. And then, and yeah, we see Sally occasionally, which is the other sister, but not very often. And so for these dogs to have not seen each other in 4 months, and all of a sudden, boop.
Hey, sister.
Yeah,
Hi, brother.
yeah. She just like popped by, and they're like, "Hey, we're in town," and just like pop by and open the door, surprise! And they started playing like they had just been hanging out like 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
They played and played and played, and it's like Salty doesn't have he doesn't really play like.
He plays "Get Me" or "I'll Get You."
He plays I'll bark at you and then chase you while you run to go get your ball is
Yeah.
usually because he just doesn't know how to play with stranger dogs yet.
I think it's the Cocker Spaniel in them too, but maybe that sort of herding mentality, a little bit of
Yeah,
that.
maybe the Burmese mountain dog that's in
that.
him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was super fun to get to see him play, and they both had they're about the same size, and they understood each other, like they could like bat each other in the face and rear up and
Yeah.
swipe each other and then T-bone each other.
They would
and
do like a full like coming together clash like elk style
Yeah.
or like a snake coming together. Yeah, it was great.
it was awesome to watch. I was like, kind of bummed out. I had to go do hair for
Oh, right.
half an hour
Right.
and then came back out. But I was glad you
Yeah.
were home because then, you could supervise them. And then they just played in the house. But he
Yeah,
was.
they were great.
I haven't seen, like, Salty seems like a happy dog, but I haven't seen him light up the way he lit up around George. Like,
Yeah.
even with Sally, he's excited to see Sally, but maybe because he already had a harness on, or, maybe because we were outside in, like, a strange area. Like, the one time was at the ferry lineup, and then another time was, like, at the hall. So it wasn't like a free-for-all, like, it's, like, in his home, and they're both, like, can just go crazy.
Yeah. Well, and then, I know what sparked it in me, because then we played, because I recorded the video, and then after they were gone, you played the video,
Yeah,
and watched it.
I was uploading it to Instagram.
Yeah, and then Salty heard George making the squeaky noise and whiny or barky noise, and
he-
got all super excited again, like, oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah. And then I
popped out.
compared it to, like, it's my brother. I'm expecting somebody to come over, a buddy of mine, or something like that, expecting that. And then along with him comes my brother.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
You'd be wagging your tail
I'd
pretty
be wagging
hard.
my tail like crazy, I'd be hugging and playing and laughing and joking and everything.
Wrestling.
Hanging out for a half hour, and then he's got to go. I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, but what the fuck? And then hear his voice somewhere off thinking, oh, he's back. Yay.
Right.
You'd get jacked up again and like, oh, that was just a fake out. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's what got me thinking about, like, we get all up in arms about, like on Madagascar, the movie Madagascar, that's the whole thing is the lion. I can't remember the guy's name. Dewey the lion or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Alex the lion. He gets taken from his dad.
Oh, okay.
And
At the
then-
beginning of the movie
at the beginning
or whatever.
of the movie,
Yeah.
or I don't know if it's the first and the second one, I think. Or like monkeys and gorillas that are taken from their parents or their siblings and stuff, and everybody gets all up in arms about that, like huge, But then it's totally fine to separate a litter of 10 dogs and cats and stuff. And I'm not judging anybody. That's the way
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You can't keep that many dogs and cats to yourself. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
You could, but
I mean, yeah, you could.
people
but,
do.
But it's just so funny, just the way the standards are, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, and we just accept it.
That dog may never see its literally may never see its family, mom,
Well,
dad, brothers, sisters, anybody again. It's
yeah,
just so weird.
it's wild, like, for them to just know each other. Just
Or
like,
that,
just,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
like he's played like kind of like, oh, I don't know, like been like shy around some other dogs
Yeah.
that he's met, but it was really cool to see him just like instantly be like besties.
Yeah.
It was just like, and we're friendshipping. This is good times and all of that. And
Well, you hear stories about that too, where like brothers or sisters that didn't know that they were brothers and sisters, and they end up literally hanging out and becoming friends and buddies and like best friends and stuff. Then they find out down the road that, oh, actually you're half sisters or half brothers or fraternal twins, kind of deal, or that kind of deal. I've read quite a few stories about that, where it's just like
they just seem to find each other anyway.
yeah,
you gravitate.
Yeah. There's ones where twins are like I can't remember the one where the twins, they didn't know each other, didn't know they were separated at birth, and they both like ended up marrying blondes named Holly, both worked at like banks, both did sports, football, like specific
Without having any
things.
influence over each other.
No idea the other one even existed, and then it was, and they both lived like within 3 blocks of each other or something like that too, and then they
Wild.
find out eventually like, holy shit, we're actually twins,
We
separated
just
at
wind up
birth, and,
gravitating towards each other.
and just all into the same stuff. So there's something entanglement there,
Well, and even not genetic wise, right? If you've got like really good friend from when you were young or whatever, and you see them again, it's neat to be able to reconnect, and then still, if you're not too caught up in your own head, you just kind of pick up where you left off. You're like, so you want to go play in the sand, or
Yeah, that's the key thing with best friends and stuff. I
Having
find,
some
right?
sand around.
Good friends, yeah. You got to have that sand around to play in. You kick it
Exactly.
around,
Yeah,
What was the one I heard? Oh, pound sand. Go pound sand.
I think that means like leave.
Yeah,
like walk
yeah,
away
like,
or something.
Yeah, go
Stomp
fuck yourself,
away.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've definitely seen horses light up when they see their buddy again. Like there was a gal who had her horse at the farm where Harvey and Huey are. The big horse, the big black horsey that I used to ride before. My friend Sue's horse, and Maddie's little Appaloosa was there at the farm for, I think, maybe about a year or so. And then she moved away, and then she was able to haul her horse over to the lagoon, and the girls were all like swimming their horses and stuff. And one of the girls was getting her haircut, and I was like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? She's like, oh, we're going to the lagoon to swim the horses. And I was like, oh my God, Harvey loves the lagoon. Is it okay if I join you? She's like, yeah, absolutely. So I went there, and it was so cute. Harvey and Whiskey remembered each other, and they were like standing, like, we rode into the water, and they were standing like with their noses touching. We got a couple of little pictures of them, like just noses together. Mm-hmm. And different horses when I was a kid, like my pony Shazzy. We had her like most of her life. And my mom's horse, Moochie, she was like with Shazzy out in the herd for, many, 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 many years. Yep. And sometimes we'd have them like separated, so I'd like maybe go to a summer camp or something, and Shazzy would be gone, and then we'd come back, and Mooch would see her, and they would both be like, when they see each other, and then just come together and just be like, oh, there you are, finally, I could see you. And it's, and we had horses that we had sold to somebody else, and that had a good relationship with one of the other ones. And it didn't happen with every horse. Like sometimes you'd get together with other people that, maybe your horse didn't, was indifferent to the other horse. Yeah. And sometimes there wasn't that connection. But It was really cool to see these horses like be like, yeah, there's my teammate, my herd buddy or whatever. So I guess you kind of have it in all.
Well, that's sort of my point. I guess
all of us make connections.
Circles back to the Princess Auto thing, is that sometimes you can have a better connection with somebody that's not blood related. There's lots of people that like you literally feel a connection with them.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's other people that are like, oh yeah, I like them. They're cool.
And the birdies
you just don't have that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if he would remember like Jenna and like your cousin, his previous owner, and little Matilda was like only like 2 years old or whatever when they gave him to us. So
going to college probably now, something like that.
Yeah, I wonder I don't know. Would he light up when he saw them, or I know the cat kind of half freaked out, like because we'd gotten the cat about a year before COVID happened, and then. So the owner had gone away to like wherever down south, Guatemala. South America. Yeah. And she wasn't able to come back during COVID. And because she was like, I'm going to come back. Every time I come back, I'm going to come and visit him. And, because she'd had him 7 years, and it was like just the two of them for 7 years. Yeah. And they did everything together. And so for her to be able to like come back and see him, that was part of the stipulation of him being rehomed to us. Is you had to be able to let her come and visit. Yeah. Which some people were like, no, I'm not going to adopt the cat, because they're like, it's too much. I don't, like she's a nice lady, she's but
cool enough chick.
But whatever. And so it had been like 2 or 3 years, and in the time that she had the cat before, she would like say go away traveling, and so sometimes for up to 3 months, like, or a month or whatever, she would be away, and she would leave the cat with friends. And so the cat would be like super excited when she'd come home, and then she would take the cat home with her. And so when she showed up here, finally after like a couple of years or whatever it had been, and Beastie was really happy to see her, but he was like a little standoffish, I think, because he was like, do I have to go with you?
Oh, yeah.
So he wasn't sure, like, is this it? Like, now I have to... Now I have to leave with you. So he was a little standoffish with her. So she came and visited a couple of times. I was like, yeah, just, come up, because she had stuff at a recycle or the storage place just down the road on the back half of the property. There's access to the other road, and so there's a trail through there. And so we're like, just come up the trail, and that's where his little garden hiding spot is.
Yeah.
And so come up and hang out with him if you want to. So it was cute for the week she was here. Sometimes she'd just be out there, like, cuddling with the kitty cat on the lawn. I'm like, don't feel like you even have to come and say hi if you don't want to, because, like, we don't really know each other very well. Like, she made really good cheesecake Nanaimo bars. They were amazing. And I was like, yeah, if you want, just feel free to bring us some cheesecake Nanaimo bars or whatever. She never did, but...
Well, I think it was more the type of thing that, like, yes, we know each other, but what are we going to do? Spend some small talk time when we know you just want to play with the cat?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. So why not just do that?
And she had so many other people that she had to visit when she was here that it was like, to spend that extra 20 minutes talking to us meant she didn't have as deep a connection with Beastie. So, like, the first day I sat out on the lawn with them.
Right.
So that Beastie knew it was okay. And then once she'd, like, left and then came back a couple days later, I think he was a little more reserved. He was still, like, cautious to come over to her.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's neat how like,
connections.
Yeah, you just light up again.
Speaking of light up, I think your dog wants outside.
He wants to go smoke some weed or something? What are you talking about? No.
Light up the lawn with his poops?
No.
He
goes in the forest.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He's a forest pooper.
Or
the garden. He does go into the far end of the garden sometimes.
Yeah, he knows you'll take care of that.
I should get to work too, anyway.
Okay.
Okay, well, nice chatting with all you guys. Hope you have one...
Birthday. Oh, I guess we should... That's our birthday song. We don't really sing happy birthday to you. We just do birthday.
So thanks for joining us, and we're on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube at We Can't Pick, and
probably not on TikTok anymore since they just officially banned it in the States.
Okay, and so
Canada's soon, I think.
Okay, so check us out on there, and
hit that subscribe button, yo.
Yep. Like and subscribe, and zoom down so you can see the dog getting away. You gotta come over here, Salty, so that they can see you.
Let us know,
Salty.
Any kind of
issues
you want us to tackle, or any kind of ponderings you want us to ponder upon.
If you have insights on what we were talking about,
for sure. Let us know.
Definitely. And We'll see you next week.
Yay!
Thanks for joining us. Proud of you for making it through another week.
Love you all very much.
Love you.
Have a great week. See you later. Bye.
Wrapping it up in a nice little bow. I really hope you liked all of our stories. We don't really have an outro yet. We hope we didn't cause too many bories. That's when you get bored and you're like, fuck this, and you space out and you look over there. You don't want to quit listening 'cause you love us and you're putting up with our shenanigans.